obviously through this journey with me since day one. And the reason I'm releasing this podcast is because breathwork is turning one. So technically, you've been doing breathwork for a year with me, and Cassidy's obviously facilitated us as well. So with this podcast being about breathwork, how has breathwork changed your life?
It's crazy. Like, we were watching a movie yesterday called The Freedom Riders.
Yes. Everyone should watch that. The Freedom Riders. If people that are listening to this probably have done breathwork, so you'll get what Tom's about to talk about.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I'd never been one to shove my emotions down or anything. I was grown up in a household where we were encouraged to speak from the heart, so to speak. But even still, we live in a society that just has a hard time with certain emotions. And I think that's starting to change. But, we're all very good at being happy and laughing. That don't seem to be an issue. But when it comes to disgust or sadness, even fear to a lesser extent, but sadness especially, like where we find it hard to cry in the same way that we find it very easy to laugh. But for me yesterday, I reckon I cried like 8 times in that fucking movie. It was unbelievable.
I know. And you turned away. You're like, are you okay there?
Yeah, but then if I turned and faced you, I think the tears would have come just even more, because we were both tearing up. And if I looked at you, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't even talk anymore. But it was such a beautiful movie about, people. I mean, look, so applicable. People writing about their experiences and overcoming them.
Yes.
So
probably hit
very
home.
Close to you and I.
Yeah. So breathwork, tell us.
Well, yeah, I think breathwork is like a natural psychedelic trip, and I think the best thing about breathwork is that it feels like you're in control, so you get to decide how deep you want to go, which I think is really important for people in the beginning.
Yeah,
because it's like an email inbox. If they haven't really gone back down and responded to those emails that are 10 years old,
that's me.
It can be a little bit confronting, because the other people might be quite angry that you haven't spoken to them. So in the same way, just starting to put your toes into the waters of the unconscious can be enough for some people. And I think for me, that was certainly the case, because I'd been traumatized by psychedelics, which recently came full circle when I did mushrooms again. But that initial experience made me a little bit nervous to go into that experience. And I've done other things, of course. But breathwork was really nice. It's facilitating, so you feel safe, especially when you're doing it with people like yourself. And I don't think I'm biased. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I do also believe that to be true.
You always play devil's advocate with me. Exactly. Like if there's ever a decision, Tom will go like, well, let's just play the opposite. I'm like, yeah, cool, good one. So we know that you're not going to be biased about anything on this show.
Well, I try not to be, but sometimes I can't help it. But I think the best thing about breathwork is just this overarching feeling of compassion for yourself. The more you start
self-worth.
You take yourself out of the picture and you see what happened to you. And because you're giving it those experiences that were tough, you're giving it time and energy and the respect it deserves. You no longer see them as, oh yeah, I was so dumb then, or I shouldn't have behaved like that. It's this feeling of, well, I couldn't have done any better. And even if I could have done better, it's in the past now. And, it's just a lovely, important therapy that I think people are really starting to warm up to, because we're craving connection, not only to yourself but to other people. So breathwork brings you back to yourself within a community of people that are there for you. So it's